refinement call. Someone asks, is that a front-end change or a back-end change? And everyone nods, because everyone in that room has a picture in their head, a shape, a sense of where things live and what's near what. Except nobody ever drew you a picture. You got handed the vocabulary without the map, so you've been navigating from memory of a place you've never seen. So let's draw it. Not with code, with one click. We're going to take a single, ordinary click and follow it all the way through the system and back, and by the end of this, you'll be able to place any implementation conversation on that map. Here's the click. You're in a CRM, updating a customer's phone number. You type the new number, you hit save, spinner, then saved. That's the entire experience. But that little spinner is hiding a journey. Because that window in front of you, this is the first thing to unlearn. That window is not the software. It's a view of software that's running somewhere else entirely, on a machine you will never see, possibly on another continent. Everything you can see and touch and click is the front end, the screen. It's the part that renders the boxes, catches your keystrokes, and knows that clicking that button means something. And here's the property that matters. The screen can display anything and store almost nothing that counts. It can hold your typing for a moment, but nothing you do there is real yet. If you close the tab right now, that phone number would be gone like it never happened. The screen can show, and it can ask. It cannot decide, and it cannot remember. Which means the moment you hit save, it has to send your click somewhere that can. So your click gets packaged into a request. A short, structured message. Who you are, what you want to change, and the new value. That's it. It's much smaller than you'd think. And it arrives here. This is the API, and it's the most misused word in your entire workplace. An API is not a piece of software. It's a door with a list of things you're allowed to ask for, and the exact shape you have to ask in. Update a customer's phone number. That's on the list. Update a customer's credit limit. If that's not on the list, it doesn't matter that the system could technically do it. There's no door for it. And the shape is strict. Send a phone number where it expects a date, and it doesn't guess what you meant. It rejects it. Now here's why this matters in your meetings. That list of allowed requests is a contract, and other people have already built things against it. The mobile app uses this door. The reporting tool uses this door. Some integration a partner built 2 years ago uses this door. So when someone says, well, just add a field to the API, what they're really saying is, we are changing a contract that other people are depending on. Sometimes that's genuinely trivial. Sometimes it's a coordination problem with 3 teams and a release window. That's the difference you can now hear. Through the door, your request meets the backend. And the backend's job is to decide, is the person who sent this actually allowed to edit this customer? Is the phone number valid? Or did someone fat finger a letter into it? Does this customer still exist? Or was it merged into another account last Tuesday? And then the question people forget. Does changing this phone number mean anything else? Should billing be told? Does the customer get a confirmation text? Does this go in an audit log because you're in a regulated industry and someone will ask who changed it and when? This is the part worth circling. Almost everything you specify. Every rule, every only manager should be able to, and then it should also ends up here. Not on the screen, here. That's the real line between front-end and back-end. And it's not about visual versus invisible. The screen decides how things look. The backend decides what's true. Two people can be looking at completely different screens. The web app, the mobile app, a report, and they're all being governed by the same set of rules, which is why a change here changes everything at once. And why a change to the screen changes exactly one thing. Rules satisfied. The request reaches the last stop, the database, the memory, and this is the only moment in the entire journey where anything actually happens. Everything before this was intention. This is commitment. That number is now true for everyone, everywhere, until someone changes it again. Notice the shape of it. Rows and columns, and every row has the same columns. That rigidity is what makes it fast and reliable, and it's also why one of your most innocent requests isn't innocent. Can we just add a field? You're not adding a field to a screen. You're changing the shape of something that millions of existing rows, the rules engine, the door contract, and every report ever built are all expecting to stay the same. Often that's fine. It's a known, routine operation. But it's a structural change, not a cosmetic one. And that's why the estimate comes back different than you expected. Then the whole thing runs in reverse. The database confirms the write, the backend confirms the rules passed, the door sends a response back, and the screen, which still has no idea what happened out there, receives permission to stop spinning. Spinner stops, saved. Screen, door, rules, memory, and back. 4 systems, 2 continents maybe, and it finished faster than you could blink twice. So, front-end change or back-end change. Now you can actually answer it. Change the word client to customer. That never leaves the first box. The door doesn't know, the rules don't care, the memory is untouched. 1 leg, 20 minutes. Now this one. In a meeting, these 2 sentences sound the same size, same length, same tone, same can we just. But watch it travel. The screen needs a number it doesn't have, so it has to ask the door. And there's no request on the list for total spend, so someone has to add one. Which means the rules have to work out what total spend even means. Does it include tax, refunds, that credit note from March? And then the memory has to actually contain it. And if spend lives over in the billing system, this journey now leaves the building entirely and goes to a system your team doesn't own. Same sentence length, 20 minutes versus 3 weeks. The size of the ask has nothing to do with the size of the build. What matters is how far down the journey it has to travel. Which gives you one question for your next refinement call. And it's not a technical question. Does the system already know this? Or are we teaching it something new? Knowing it is a screen change. Learning it is a journey. That's your map. Every technical conversation you sit in happens somewhere on it. And from here on, we're going to zoom into it, one piece at a time. Next, that door, because we'll just call her API, is the most expensive sentence in this entire diagram, and it's worth knowing why before you agree to it.